3 major exam mistakes. You must have heard many students saying that they had prepared a lot before the exam. They knew everything, but the paper did not go well. Or they could not complete the paper and some questions were left. So, students, success depends not only on your hard work, but also on how you solve the paper. In today's video, we will tell you about 3 big mistakes that you can avoid to get the reward for your hard work. Let's move on to the topic and discuss the 3 biggest mistakes that students often make during exams. Planning to solve the paper. You must have noticed that some students rush to solve the paper as soon as they receive the question paper. This is the first mistake, and it affects your entire paper. The correct way is, as soon as the question paper is distributed, study it well. Check. Total number of questions. How many questions to solve? Which questions must be solved? Are the marks of all the questions equal? Keep in mind that the exam pattern can change anytime. If last year's paper asked to solve 5 questions, this time it might be 6. Remember that once you start solving a question, it will be difficult to think about it again. We have seen that you either skip the mandatory question or solve fewer questions than required. The golden rule is to never rush to solve the paper as soon as you get it. Make sure you read the entire question paper, choose the questions, and then proceed to solve the questions. Number 2, time division. Another big mistake is not allocating time properly when solving the paper. It is very important that you plan your time after reviewing the question paper properly. Give adequate time to all the questions. Consider, how many questions do you have to solve? How much time is given for the exam? Do you know all the questions well? If you don't get a question right, how much extra time do you need for it? After knowing this, try to divide the time according to the marks. Before this division, reserve some time for planning the paper in the beginning and some time for revising the paper at the end. For example, if you must solve 5 questions and the total given time is 180 minutes, allocate 10 minutes for planning the paper and 20 minutes for review. Then divide the remaining 150 minutes equally into 5 questions, giving you 30 minutes for each question. Keep in mind that this division is to give proper attention to each question. If you can solve a question in less time than allocated, save that time and use it for other questions. Conversely, if you need extra time for a question, reserve it. It's important not to spend too much time on one question and rush through others or have no time left for review. Be mindful of the time and try to solve each question within the allotted time. Number 3, review. The third big mistake is not giving importance to review after solving the paper and not setting aside time for it. Review refers to rereading the entire paper after solving it and correcting any mistakes. When reviewing the paper, check that you have solved all the questions, especially if some questions have multiple parts. There are no grammatical errors or other mistakes. Calculations in math exams or other subjects are accurate. Your roll number or student number is written on your paper. I hope that avoiding these mistakes will ensure success. To recap, plan the paper carefully before solving it. Allocate time properly after selecting the questions. Review and correct mistakes after solving the paper. That's it for now. See you with more useful videos on our channel.